is broken in two. Tell her it's a case of emergency. There's a patient by the name of Gregory.
So we're about to get underway with the Talk Story event. We're going to go live. It's such a live broadcast event, so stand by. We are about to get underway. The now time-honored tradition of Talk Story here on the shore. It was put together by Jody Wilmot originally, and then the torch has been carried by Rocky Cannon over the last year. Just bringing alive the time-honored tradition here in Hawaii of talking story with friends and sharing stories from past, present, and future. So we're celebrating that here tonight. It's a Talk Story special in the honor of the Stand Out World Tour, which is starting here actually today. So for those of you who are around on property tomorrow, we will be watching some women's World Tour action and some kids action. So make sure you make it down to the Point Sunset Pool and Bar. There's going to be a lot of great action on the water. Good waves, light winds, should be epic conditions. We've also got the Nakamakai Kids event. So definitely make it down there to watch it. And for those of you online, watch it at watermanleague.com. And you can check out all the action live there. But tonight we have a very special event where we have the three leading ladies on the Stand Out World Tour joining us. Three incredible athletes with very unique stories. So we'll be bringing you all that live in a second. But first of all, we are now going to bring up our first guest. She is current number 3 in the world, and she has had a huge presence in the sport of stand-up paddling. Let's hear it for Candace Appleby. Please join me on the stage. So we're now, before we start talking, Candace, we're going to watch a little bit of you on the big screen here. So Candace, obviously very honored to have you here at Surf at the Bar tonight. How about you say hello to everyone?
Hello. I'm excited to be here. It's pretty cool.
Well, Candace, obviously let's start off by saying Candace, obviously one of the leading figures in the sport, one of the early winners at the Battle of Paddle, regaining the title just now, winning at Huntington Beach, one of the leading contenders here on the Stand Out World Tour. We're about to start a new year, so we'll start with the contemporary and then we'll go back into the past. How are you feeling coming into this event at Turtle Bay, first event of the year?
I'm excited. It's always fun to come and see everybody. You know, we come out here in the middle of the winter, the waves are pumping, there's lots of energy, and I'm really grateful that we have a women's tour, so I'm stoked to be here.
So it's been a couple years deep now. Actually, you were the first female competitor on the Stand Out World Tour at Sunset Beach back in 2010. Looking back in history, obviously the sport has seen so much evolution. How have you sort of adapted, and how are you feeling over these last few years of development in the sport?
Yeah, it's grown like crazy. It's the fastest growing sport in the world, and feels good to, you know, kind of be one of the pioneers and still be up at the top. And I'm just stoked to see all the young girls coming out from all over the world. We got lots of girls in Hawaii that are surfing really good, and all over the U.S. and all over the world. So it's exciting to see the female contingency get stronger.
That's great to hear, Candace. And thinking back, actually, I'm just thinking of that first year at Sunset Beach. It was a great way to start the Stand Up World Tour. It was in its first year, and we had just giant surf. And as the only female competitor, you went out there and braved the conditions. Do you remember that experience? Is it something that you still can remember clearly?
Yeah, I remember it. It was nerve-wracking. I was training super hard, and then 3 weeks before the event, I actually got staph infection. So I was out of the water, and then my little wound healed a few days before the event, and it was like, okay, well, like, I got to go prove myself. You know, you got the shaky knees, and I didn't, make it out of a heat, but I did beat one guy, and I caught a bomb, so that was the point. So I was really stoked.
Nice, Candace. And then you've gone on, and obviously, to have great success on the World Tour, finishing third this last year. Tell us a little bit about your journey through the last year on the Stand Up World Tour.
Yeah, it's I'm still, figuring it out. I'm experienced in competition. I've been competing in surfing since I was 10 years old, but now actually having a tour, learning how to kind of conceptualize that and try to focus on each event rather than the tour as a whole. That's a little bit of a challenge, but I'm excited. I've got a fresh new start. I got a new board sponsor, so I've got a great team of people behind me with Infinity Sup, great new boards, and so I'm really excited to have a fresh start and just take the bull by the horns and go for it. So
as you said, you've been competing since you were 10 years old in surfing, obviously been a standout in longboarding and across multiple sports, and then ended up being a phenomenal racer and surfer. Tell us a little bit about your history also. I know you had a deeper connection with Hawaii too, having spent quite a bit of time here in the past, right?
Yeah, I moved out here when I was 17 to go to college at the University of Hawaii and pursue surfing at the same time. And I could have kind of gone the shortboard route out of high school, but I wanted to go to college, and then stand-up kind of happened. I was spending some time at Makaha Beach, and some of the pioneers of our sport utilizing a paddle to accentuate maneuvers, and I was like, wow, that looks like a lot of fun. So kind of sat and watched for a season, committing to memory what those guys were doing, and got a paddle from a friend and would hustle the Beach Boys in Waikiki for the big rental boards and taught myself, and then I excelled quickly and got into surfing events, and then all of a sudden on a whim did a race and realized I was kind of good at that, and now we're here.
That's awesome, Candace. So if obviously it's such a diverse sport, so many different experiences you can have on the water with a stand-up paddleboard. Any highlights or moments that you kind of treasure the most out of all the experiences you have on the water?
Oh, man, there's so many. Competitively, probably winning 6 Battle of the Paddles is my highlight, I would say. Having the opportunity to have a women's tour is another highlight. And just, getting to work with people, and I work and train with train kids and train adults with performance paddling. That's my coaching and mentoring business. And so getting to help people and help them excel and get to that next level is really rewarding, and sharing the stoke for what I love is probably one of the biggest highlights. Nice. And favorite part of stand-up paddling? Favorite part of stand-up paddling? Well, it's definitely not getting caught inside big sets. But I don't know, just riding waves and having fun with friends, and seeing a surf break that maybe I've surfed my entire life, but seeing it from a new vantage point because you're standing on the water, and it keeps things fresh and exciting, and just taking all these experiences that this sport has afforded me and appreciating them. And so just a last final question before we bring up our next guest. If you had to say where you're strongest, you think, as you look across all the events, is it big waves, is it small waves, is it offshore, onshore? Where do you think your greatest strengths lie in your surfing? Maybe you don't want to give that away. I think that, the more variable conditions are favorable because I'm good at reading the ocean. So I'm strong in that sense. And, I think mid-range surf where you can perform that's, not little. It's got to be, something sizable. But, performance surfing is definitely my strong suit. So, let's hope that the waves cooperate. Awesome, Candace. Well, we're excited to see you in action tomorrow. It's going to be some epic conditions. We're going to have you stay up here with us, though, as we invite our next guest here, Nicole Pacelli. She was your 2013 world champion, put on a dominant performance in the first year of the Stand Up World Tour. Let's hear it for Nicole Pacelli from Brazil.
So a big year for Brazil, obviously, with Medina taking the world title. Nicole Pacelli took the world title in 2013. Caio Vaz also deserves a very big mention for his race for the title last year with Kaileni. So a big shout out to all the Brazilians out there who are watching online. Before we pass the torch to Nicole here, we're just going to see a little clip of her in action on the water. So welcome, Nicole, to Surf for the Bar for this Talk Story special event. It's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you, Tristan. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
So you had an incredible start to your career on the Stand Up World Tour, and as quite a few Brazilians now, Hawaii is a special place for you. You won your first event here, and you went on to regain your title here in Hawaii in February of last year. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Hawaii and your kind of entrance into this stand-up paddle sport.
I really like Hawaii. This time of the year, there is no good waves in Brazil. It's almost flat. So I came here all the winter. I think I came 5 times here now, and I really like here. It's challenging. I think I proved myself a lot in big waves and stuff. And I think, I don't know, I improved my surf a lot because of Hawaii. I really like here. I feel like home.
Well, you're definitely very welcome here, Nicole. So maybe you can talk to us a little bit about your first season on tour. You know, you started with that win, and then you went on and kind of gained momentum throughout the year. You know, obviously so much competition starting to rise up with the likes of Candace, Izzy, Ibaya, all the different competitors, Sophia coming up and challenging you. But how was that first year, and what was it like to gain your first world title?
It was my goal in 2013 when I know that the tour is going to happen. I put that in my head, like, oh, I will do it. I will do my best. And everything goes perfect. So I really trained for that. It was not easy. All the girls are surfing so good, but I was happy that it works.
And as you look back to that year, was there some favorite moments for you across all the stops? Obviously visiting a lot of different places around the world, different waves. Was there any particular favorite moments or spots around the tour that really appealed to you that year, biggest moments?
Mm-hmm. I prefer Hawaii, for sure. It's the place that, I don't know, I surf better, and I just feel comfortable, you know, I feel prepared to surf here. So it's my favorite place on tour. And Brazil, too, I'm happy that it's going to have a stop in Ubatuba. I really like that wave. It's like a rippable wave. All the girls will show their surf for sure. So I think it's going to be an awesome event.
Awesome. And obviously last year, you still had a really strong year, finishing in second, passing the torch there to Izzy, who won the title last year. Tell us a bit about your year last year. How did it go for you?
Yeah, the year started perfect for me. I won the event here. And then I made some mistakes, like in competition and things. And Izzy was surfing so good. She really deserved the title. So it was her year for sure. And I think I made some mistakes, like on hits, you know, about timing and these things, and the priority thing that I was not used to it. But I trained, and now I'm more prepared.
That's good to hear. And this winter, you've been in Hawaii, as you said, most of the winter. You've managed to get some big surf while you've been over here too, right?
Yeah, I like big surf. I think, I don't know, I really like it. When I got like a big wave, I feel, I don't know, I just feel happy. It's just like winning a hit or doing good on the competitions. And I don't know, I like challenging things. I like to see something and like push myself, like, oh, I can do it. Next time I will get a bigger one. Next time I will do that. Next time I will go deeper in this thing. So I like to push myself.
That's awesome. And going back to your country, Brazil, obviously, I mean, it's a huge kind of decade for Brazil, for surfing in general. But
Yeah.
when we look at the Stand-Up World Tour, you know, we got Caio, Jan, Leco won the world title in 2012. And obviously Lucas Medeiros and all the boys. But then in the women, yourself and Aline Adisaka, really strong surfing. What do you think that Brazil has that makes you guys so competitive on the tour?
Brazil, I don't know, in all sports we have great athletes in Brazil. But the thing is that the sport's not, I don't know, we don't have like a lot of brands investing on the athletes and on tours, so it's kind of difficult to the athletes. And when the athlete got a sponsor that, I don't know, could support the athlete to go to tours, we would do great. So it's just, we have a lot of great athletes there. We just don't have like brands like putting some money in these things in all sports. So I don't know.
But certainly, well, Brazil gets, not only do they have great athletes, but perhaps the most passionate supporters. I mean, even when we were there last year in Maceió, we had just passionate supporters on the beach, and then we saw Medina winning last year. What is it that makes the fire of Brazil almost for watching sport?
I don't know. I think the Brazilians, I don't know, they have too much passion in everything. You know, we are like too emotional to the things, and everyone is like that. When you have like soccer and surfing or basketball, everything, every sports, everyone is cheering for you, and I don't know, we just show a lot our feelings. That's what happened to Medina here at Pipeline. There are just a lot of Brazilians cheering for him and shouting, go, go, go. Yeah, we are just like that, you know, in everything.
That's awesome. So just on a final note, you're looking at this year. Where do you think your strengths are? How are you feeling coming into the year? And yeah, tell us a little bit about your plans if you can, as far as the tour is concerned and your strategy for the year.
Oh, I just want to do my best. You know, I'm training for that. I think I improve a lot my skills, so I just want to do my best and show that.
That's awesome, Nicole. Congratulations on all your great performances. We're really looking forward to seeing you in action tomorrow. Great waves on tap, both you girls, and all the girls, in fact. We've got a lot of girls in the house tonight. We're now going to bring up another very special person. She is only 15 years old, yet somehow she has been the most dominant person to date in the women's part of the sport for surfing, having won 4 out of 5 events this last year, and then the year before winning a few events too. So let's hear it for Izzy Gomez, your current world champion. So before we pass the word to Izzy, we're going to watch a little moment of her on the water. So, Izzy, welcome to Surf for the Bar for this Talk Story special. How are you feeling coming in to this event as world champion?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to thank you all for having me here. And I'm feeling pretty good. I've been training this past couple months in the off time, and I don't know, I'm just, I think this could be the third time's a charm thing. It's my third time competing here, and I haven't made the final yet, and that's my goal, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Awesome, Izzy, and you've been able to come out a little bit earlier and just spend some time acclimatizing and getting some waves. How's your winter so far been here in Hawaii?
It's been really good. I came out here around December 31st, and I was in Maui for almost 2 weeks, and then I came here, and I've just, been surfing and having fun and seeing all my friends. And I even did a shortboard contest at Sunset, and, I'm just experimenting and not trying to get too focused and, just living and having fun.
So it has to be said that it was somewhat of a meteoric rise to the top there, literally having been quite a newcomer to the sport when you first started on the tour, going to being world champion in your second year. Tell us a little bit about that journey from dabbling in stand-up paddling to being the sport's world champion.
Well, it kind of started probably when I was around 6. We got this huge stand-up paddleboard. It was 12 feet, and my brother would always mess around with it, and I was kind of afraid because I didn't want to get hurt, I guess. So then, 10 years later, here I am, and it's crazy to think that this whole sport has progressed so much, but it's, my brother had gotten a custom board shaped, and he was killing it, and it was still a huge board, and then I saw him doing it, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. So now it's about 3 years ago, and I remember I did my first contest, and Candace was in it too, and I was just so inspired by all the girls and everything. And then 2013 was such an incredible year, and I ended up doing really good, and I surprised myself, and I kind of tore myself apart last year here, just thinking I have to win this event or else I'm not gonna have a good start to the year, and I'm gonna I don't know, blow it. So then but it ended up going well, and I just kind of a lot of changes happened during the whole year, so it was for the best.
Well, pretty dominant year to say the least, winning 4 out of 5 events. What were the highlights of that year for you, the biggest moments?
Probably the biggest moment maybe for me was winning Brazil, because that was kind of I felt like I was back on track and where I wanted to be, and I felt like I was surfing to my potential again, and I just had the right mindset, I guess. And then I just started having fun again and not worrying about what's gonna happen if I don't win, or I just kind of just took it heat by heat. And then another event that I liked was Huntington, just because it just there was so much adrenaline, and I didn't know that I would win the world title if I won that event. So then when I knew that, I was like, okay, game on.
So, I'm just thinking about your peers back in Florida. Obviously, probably a lot of guys surf, or a lot of girls, I should say, surf back in Florida. But how many of them get to suddenly embark on a year's tour and spend life in all these different countries and cultures, doing their homework along the way, but still managing to get a world title on top of it? What do your friends think back home?
I think they're pretty happy for me, just especially all the people that I've grown up with in Florida. I'd be happy to see one of my friends accomplish something like that, and just being from Florida, and I had to work for everything I've accomplished, so I feel like I appreciate it a lot more than some of my other friends in California, or I don't know, but I feel like it's just been such a great experience, and I wish that everyone back home could come with.
Nice. Well, certainly a secret to success so often in life is due to families. Obviously, you have an incredibly supportive mother in the form of Brandy, and of course your brother, who's one of the leading lights on the Stand Up World Tour. Tell us a little bit about that family support. Yeah, big round of applause for Brandy and Giorgio, by the way. What a great family. And Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah, for sure. So, Mom and Giorgio, they've been the ones that, and even my grandparents too, they're just they're the best people that I know, and they're just, no matter what happens, they're going to be there for me. And it's just, it's better when you have the family support, and you just feel like you're in the right place, and you feel like you're on the right track when they're happy for you and the choices that you make and what you're doing. And, it's been good. And my grandparents are so supportive. you know, before I had a sponsor, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So I just want to say thanks to Diamond Jim and Ron Dog. And then, but definitely, like, huge thanks to my brother. He's pretty much like my dad. And then my mom is the best.
Well, so apart from being like your dad, your brother also has a pretty amazing career on the men's side of the drawers. Is it exciting to be able to be going to all these events and both competing and both rooting for each other?
It's amazing to be able to travel with my brother, and you know, we're just so close, and you know, like, I just want to see him succeed just as much as like I want to, and you know, like, I hope to see him do really well this year because I know he wants it and he's so capable, and I just hope he has a good year and it all goes the way that it should.
So I'm going to just put the attention now on just that special event you came down to in Morocco. It was a new location, a new culture, completely different new part of the world. Now it's a stop on tour. Tell us a little bit about your first immersion into that culture and your excitement about this year being the official stop on the tour.
Morocco was so much different than anywhere I've ever been before, and it was cool because it was kind of like a last minute thing. We just changed our tickets, dropped everything, and we were like, okay, let's go. And it ended up being like one of my most favorite trips I've been on, and the culture was like really cool, and the people were so nice and like inviting, and just they were like excited that we were there. And the stand-up paddle community isn't very big there, but it's definitely going to grow now that we have the event there, and everyone was just happy and like just so stoked to have us all there, and the waves are amazing and it's really great, and I'm happy that we're going to have an event there, and I was glad that I got to see it firsthand and just check it out.
Awesome. And then my last question is really, obviously, you're world champion, you want to retain that title, but what's your other major goals for the sport this year?
Even if, obviously I want to win the world title, but even if I don't, I want to see all the girls just like really push their surfing this year, and just try to grow the sport as much as possible. And I know that there's going to be more people coming, and everyone is getting better, and the equipment's improving. And, I don't know. I think it's going to be a good year for us.
Awesome. And I'm going to pass it back to our other two guests for a second here. Any thoughts for this week? Anything that people should be looking out for at Turtle Bay as they watch online this event, or the people here? Just a few comments about what's going to be going on tomorrow. In fact, it's going to be the day of action, most likely.
The women are going to be on tomorrow. It's going to be a full day of surfing. I think they're going to try to run the whole event in one day. So, the winner's going to surf at least 5 heats. So it'll be survival of the fittest in some sense. So make sure to tune in and cheer everybody on, and do your tweets and hashtag Turtle Bay Pro, and cheer on your favorites.
Nice. And Nicole, and obviously it's a close-knit group of people traveling the world together. Some great friendships forged on the Stand Up World Tour, no? There are some great friendships that have been forged on the Stand Up World Tour as you travel around all these different locations around the world.
Yeah, for sure. I really get close to a lot of guys, because, I don't know, when you get to a new place with some friends, you just stick together to do things right and know the place. So for sure, I made friends here that will be forever, So that's a good thing that tour gave me, I think so.
Thank you, Nicole. Well, we're just about to wrap here. It's been wonderful to talk with you, ladies. We wish you all the very best of luck this week, and we wish all our competitors the very best of luck. I'd like to give a big shout out to all the competitors and a big round of applause for all the women who are going to be in action tomorrow. But before we go, we do have something special to deliver to you. Izzy is not one-dimensional by any stretch of the imagination in her life. She is an artist, she is a surfer, but she is also a musician. And She's kindly going to sing us a song to wrap this beautiful evening in Surf of the Bar.
Maybe she needs more space. I think. I have to hold the mic for her. You? Hold it to her.
Okay, so okay, we're going to hold, Nicole, if you could please hold the mic to her guitar. Actually, we weren't joking when we were saying that, just so we can get the sound here.
Okay. So hold it to the
Where?
Stand by 1 second.
You need the mic to the guitar and for her.
There we go.
So we just have a small acoustic setup here. So Izzy, what are you singing for us tonight?
I'm going to sing Summertime Sadness by Lana Del Rey. I don't know. And I think a majority of the people know it. So, yeah.
You are now well and truly surrounded by mics.
I just wanted you to know that baby, you're the best. I got my red dress on tonight, dancing in the dark in the pale moonlight. Done my hair up real big, beauty queen style, high heels off, I'm feeling alive. Oh my God, I feel it in the air, telephone wires above, all sizzling like a snail. Honey, I'm on fire, I feel it everywhere, nothing scares me anymore. Kiss me hard before you go. Summertime sadness, I just wanted you to know that baby, you're the best. I got that summertime sadness, summertime sadness. Got that summertime sadness. Oh, oh, oh. I'm feeling electric tonight, cruising down the coast, going about 99. Got my bad baby by my heavenly side. I know if I go, I'll die happy tonight. Oh my God, I feel it in the air, telephone wires above, all sizzling like a snail. Honey, I'm on fire, I feel it everywhere, nothing scares me anymore. Kiss me hard before you go. Summertime sadness, I just wanted you to know that baby, you're the best. I got that summertime sadness, summertime sadness. Got that summertime, summertime sadness. Oh, oh, oh. Think I'll miss you forever, like the stars miss the sun in the morning sky. Light is better than ever. Even if you're gone, I'm gonna drive. I got that summertime, summertime sadness. Summertime, summertime sadness. Got that summertime, summertime sadness. Oh, oh, oh. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Izzy. A beautiful song. I did actually have a special request to say to dedicate that to the Queen of Surfing here in Hawaii, Rel's son, who sadly passed away a few years. I thought you would be fine with that anyway.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much.
So a big thank you to our 3 guests tonight. It was great to have you guys here. And remember, we have a full couple of weeks of action here on Oahu's fabled North Shore. We have the Turtle Bay Women's Pro taking place tomorrow. Make sure to join us live at watermanleague.com, or if you're here in the establishment, we hope to see you down by the pool bar, of course. And then, of course, the Sunset Beach Pro, the men's division, starts on Tuesday. The holdings period starts on Tuesday through to the 18th. So it'll be 3 full days of action there. Make sure to join us live at watermanleague.com. A big mahalo to Turtle Bay, to Surf of the Bar, and everybody that made this beautiful event here on the North Shore happen. And we look forward to some great action this week. Aloha, and see you tomorrow.